Hi guys, hello, Merry Meet everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. You can call this the late night edition. Today I'm going to try to kind of make up for this afternoon's fiasco as best I can. And first of all, I wanted to personally apologize for the snafus that occurred. We had some problems this afternoon. And some of you guys have probably saw that and probably said to yourselves, how disjointed. How can we have a live show when there's all these strange stuff going on? And I apologize for that. So I wanted to take it up, make it up for you, and explain what happened. Dory was cooking dinner. She's not too comfortable cooking with wood. And so she kind of had problems managing her fire. And fortunately, nobody got hurt or anything. But I have to be honest when I say this, is there is a sad reality is that when you are cooking with fire on a grill, is that you need to make sure to not let things get too hot and too fast, or let the fire get out of control, or make sure to time it just right. Dory, unfortunately, did not get it right. So when she should have jumped at the fire and said, "Hey, it's hot. This fire is going. This is the time to put on the wood. Put the steaks on." She decided to treat it like charcoal, which is a mistake because unlike charcoal, once the fire burns down, it is a lot colder than charcoal is. So, the coals, unless you have a big, huge hunk on fire, are not going to get that kind of heat. I wanted to show you something kind of entertaining today. And there we have the little kitties and big kitties. This little black cat, we don't know what I call her. I just call her Little Kitty. And her mom is over there eating dinner. They're kind of cute little cats. She's very friendly, unlike her mom. I actually can pet her. Come here, kitty. Come here. Hey, come here. I don't think I'm going to stick her in. Anyway, so she's running around with her mom. They technically live in the apartment downstairs. But they come up here and they eat. So that's kind of what happened, and I apologize for that. Now, so it was very exciting to see. Everybody did come into the live chat, and I really am sorry that it was a giant wet balloon for everybody. I really was hoping it was going to go well, but things do happen. Things go wrong, as you saw. So yeah, it was definitely not really the most successful. I told Dory in the end to just go ahead and put the steaks in the skillet because there was no way I was going to be able to salvage the fire at this time of night. Because what happened was by the time she had put all the sticks in the first fire, and there was no extra sticks to rebank the fire, and it was full of ashes, and that would be cleaned out. She used too much vegetable oil as a lighter fluid, and the oil was everywhere. And the biggest mistake you could tell she made was this. Since I was using this table to hold the camera, she wanted to use a little TV stand to hold the grill, which I think is an accident waiting to happen. But oh well, since we know that, next time I told her we're going to cook on the table instead. This table over here, because it's pretty solid. So it was a disappointment, but I don't think it was not as bad as it could have been. People actually did enjoy the whole experience a lot. You guys certainly enjoyed the pandemonium and all the other stuff that was happening, and it was kind of dumb, and people did kind of enjoy that. And I know from watching the questions that came in afterwards, not that you guys are actually asking a lot of questions, it's just that it just got out of control, and I'm sorry about that. So, yes, I am taking questions right now. So, let me just have this say. Yes, comma, I am taking questions. Okay, enter. So, yes, I am taking questions. And, so I wanted to just give you a chance for you to ask questions that maybe you did not get a chance to ask earlier. Or maybe you didn't even know I was asking questions. Or maybe you were just weren't even sure how to ask because there was so much stuff going on. And there was a lot of things going on. So yeah, it was really, really quite crazy. And people may not believe it, but it was true. And it was just crazy. Now, we also had some problems earlier with this phone. Was the connection kept dropping on T-Mobile's MiFi. I don't know if it was because it was getting so hot with all the cooking on it. Maybe it was causing the Wi-Fi signal to get drifty or whatever it was. But right now, it seems to be stable, and so I'm sorry with that too. You know, life is unscripted. I don't always come in here with a big book of scripts and stuff like that. So let's try to start with some basics. Number one, we know that Jose has shifted eastward. It is not going to physically touch the east coast of the United States. Maria is going up in strength, but Maria is definitely has got the Caribbean's islands on heads up so that they know what they're dealing with. The weather for us for the next few days is going to be a bit on the warm side again. Not this week, but maybe next week. The temperatures will be in the lower 20s. Right now, this week will be in the mid-20s. And that's kind of why it worked out was because of all the crazy bullshit that was going on. Nobody really knew what was going to happen. And so what happened after dinner? Well, we were both emotionally drained. And so we both fell asleep. We went to sleep. We took a nap. And then I woke up about 1:12, and I said, well, you know what, I kind of feel like I owe my audience kind of a redo for the screw-up. And even though it was unexpected, I know that a few people had contacted me before it late at night, so I figured, why not try again and see if maybe we can get a few people to contact us. Amber Yorkshire hasn't been with us lately, so I have no idea where Amber is. CP had contacted me. She said that she was sorry that the steaks didn't get a chance to get barbecued. That's okay. I prefer cooking on wood, but if the cook, in this case Dory, didn't know how to do it properly, she will probably find it very hard to maintain a wood fire for cooking a steak. It's very different than cooking with charcoal, as I said. You don't just douse it with lighting fluid and then just strike a match and let the burned coals to gray, and then that's it. I mean, that's but I always thought that was kind of silly with charcoal because you're throwing away a lot of the BTUs when you have smoldering coals, you're not really using the thing when the heat's good. But of course, the difference is this charcoal is kind of its main function is when it's smoldering. And if you actually ever use a charcoal or coal-fired forge, or even a coke-fired forge, you'd know that. And once you add a little bit of air to the mix, the charcoal can go white, almost red, very bright red hot, and it will actually make the metal, iron, usually iron or even steel, quite malleable, so you can actually shape it and stuff like that. It's in fact, if you watch Giant Swords, you can see the makeshift charcoal forge they had to make, because the original gas forge that the blacksmith was using had problems with the burner assemblies, and they had no way they could get the propane to go through to the burner correctly. So it was just easier. She was trying to cook to prepare metal with an oxyacetylene torch, but it just wasn't giving the kind of heat that she wanted for forging. So she had to do, it was his apprentice, Mike's apprentice, who actually realized that I can go ahead, go buy a bag of charcoal and a little lighter fluid and get the stuff going, connect the shop vac in reverse, and blow air into the forge. And it would make a really hot flame for ironwork, and it worked. And they were able to finish the specially made handle for the sword saw or sword that he wanted. It's hot, it's messy, but it worked. That was the whole piece, and she was able to finish her custom handle for the sword, because the metal got bright red, and that was what she needed for finishing the work. But when you're cooking a steak, obviously you don't need to get quite as hot as that. 900, 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. You only need to get to about 700, 800 degrees. So maybe 900 tops. And then, of course, you would just leave the meat on there, and as the meat would sear on the grill, and that's how it would finish. So really pretty simple process. It's just that for a lot of people, it's something that tends to, elude them, especially in this day and age. The art of cooking over a wood fire, however, has unfortunately been lost to many. So, and the reason why it's been lost to many is, especially barbecuers, is we're so used to cooking on charcoal. My parents taught me how to cook on a wood fire and barbecue and on a wood fire. It's really not too hard to do. I admit, in a Weber grill, it's harder to do it, because the fact is, you have a harder time figuring out where to easily load the fuel. But it can be done. I've done it many times. I even done it with a converted gas grill where the gas burner had worn right out, and it was just easier to take the rusted out H burner and do exactly the same thing. I just took all the gas controls out, because it was condemned anyway, in a sense, as far as overburning gas. Unless I replaced everything from the valve, the orifice, and everything. And we just put an ash pan in the bottom, which was a cookie sheet in this case, and then we just go ahead and put in some wood, and it cooked fine. And it made a hell of a nice smoker. Unfortunately, it would be very dirty in the process, but it did work. Some people enjoyed that. I know I enjoyed it. I like the taste of the wood, and I can tell you, when I taste lighter fluid in my food, I know it's been cooked. It's been cooked on lighter fluid. I actually kind of wonder if there's alternatives for lighter fluid that are not as toxic. Right now, we use vegetable oil soaked rags, not rags, but paper, like newsprint, and then we you know, put down a very, crumbled bunch of it, and then we, not like very much, maybe like 2 or 3 paper balls inside the grill, so that used to get things started, and that kind of acts like the kindling, and then you start by making a small little fire over a few sticks at a time. Because you want to make a fire that's not so huge that it's going to turn your meat into instant cremated food, but rather you want it to be cooked fairly slow so it will sear but also cook on the inside as well. Which unfortunately Dory did not do that. So when she had the fire rip-roaring as high as it was, and oh my god, was it cooking? She actually had a huge bonfire, which would have been an anathema to cook on that, because it would have just been too hot. Definitely not good. No, it would not. It would have sucked. It would have sucked. Okay, yes, it would have sucked. And I see a little kitty, and I see her mom. They're sitting on the couch right now. In fact, little kitty's coming to me. It looks like, little kitty, come on. Yeah. We've got so many cats around here. Some of them are Rusty's family. Some of them are from, Rusty's the dad of most of these cats. That's why he was finally given the big snap, because I said to myself, this is getting ridiculous. You got too many kitties and they're all running around the house. And, so let's see if I can get you a quick little video of a little kitty and mommy. Let's see. Okay. There's a little kitty. There's a little mommy. Yep. Mommy is picking a little kitty. And of course, there's mommy again. Trust me, it doesn't make a difference in color, black and white. They're both black cats. Hey, kitty! Mama cat does have a little bit of a white mark on her belly. Oops. She's very energetic, little kitty. Sometimes Big Mom will come to me too. So, it's very cute little kitties I got. Because we got so many cats. Oh, the little kitty's right here. Come here, come here, come here. She's quite a handful, this little cat. Very fast, very active, and even Mom is friendly too. If you get to earn her trust, Mommy Cat can be very nice to work with also. So there's Mommy Cat right there. So like I said, I'm sorry about the scripts this afternoon. Oops. Zoom out. Okay. It was just crazy. I mean, I had a hard time. Dory had a hard time. Dory was overwhelmed. And she just wasn't too ready for all that screw up. But anyway, yes, we will be having our live show next Saturday at 6 p.m. So yes, next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So if today's screw up wasn't enough to accidentally drive you away, you can come join us again next weekend on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It may be outside, it may be in the house. I don't know where it's going to be. I'd like to eventually get things back in the studio again, because it would be nice to be able to do things from the video work in the studio. And I must admit, I really, first of all, want to thank all of you who watched this and watched the screw up earlier today. And I'm really sorry about that. And I hope that you have a good day. And I'll see you tomorrow. As obviously I'll be going to do a video here on the porch after lunch at the soup kitchen. So I will be here on the porch and doing a live stream tomorrow. So for tonight, I want to thank you all for watching this. And thank you very much for being part of this. Bye-bye.